Okay, so today we're doing a review of the Nutribullet. You know what? I consider myself to be pretty healthy. I try to eat healthy. I try to exercise. I'm not one of these people however, I would call a health nut. You know, I'm not all into juicing. I don't have wheatgrass growing up here on my window. And the reason I say that, I think a lot of people, I think everyone wants to be healthy. I think some people are kind of turned off by how far some health nuts kind of take it, and just aren't willing to put in that much time and effort into eating healthy and everything else. This Nutribullet, you really can't beat this thing. I just made one. Let me see. Okay, so I made it in this glass. You see where my thumb is right here? It was filled up about that high with kale and broccoli, and the rest with fresh fruits and a little bit of frozen fruits I use just because I like how it adds some texture to it and some coldness. But when else would I ever eat probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 cups of kale? Would I ever eat just 4 plain cups of kale? Probably not. However, in a Nutribullet, it's pretty good. Also, let me tell you one other thing. This comes out looking green and kind of actually, I mean, it doesn't look that unappetizing, but a vegetable smoothie with a lot of greens doesn't look quite as appetizing as a fruit smoothie. But I'm going to take a sip of this right now. And you know what? I got to tell you, this one isn't bad, but I put celery in it. Celery adds a very, 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 I've never done it with celery before. Celery adds a very strong flavor to it. So if you don't like celery, I'd recommend not using celery. But kales, broccoli, cucumbers, I don't find that adds very much flavor at all. So if you're someone who likes fruit smoothies and thinks it might be gross eating a veggie smoothie, let me tell you that it tastes very similar to a fruit smoothie. It's more fruit than it is veggie, not at all bad. As far as stuff I put in my smoothies, I always like to have bananas around. Reason being, bananas really add a little bit of creaminess to the texture. If you don't put a banana in there, the texture is not going to be the same. You're going to be like, this is missing something. Mangoes, I love mangoes. I may put one of these in the juicer, but to be quite honest with you, mangoes are pretty expensive and they're by far my favorite fruit. So I probably would just eat these on their own and not throw them in the blender. I like to use cheaper fruits in my smoothies, just kind of as more fillers. Pineapple goes lovely in smoothies. And let me tell you, I mean, right now, Aldi has been having crazy prices on pineapples, like $2 for pineapples. I mean, granted, they're not the big ones, but that's a pretty good price. I've been using a lot of pineapples. This bag of apples is like $2.30 or something, so not that bad. This is one of my favorite finds. It's not cheap. It's like 15, maybe 18 bucks. But it's, how many pounds is it? 6 pounds of frozen fruit. And if I'm not mistaken, this is from Costco, by the way. I don't believe they add any sugars to it. Let me see. Yeah, no sugars added. Oh, they do have a little bit of natural flavor. Peaches, strawberries, honeydew, pineapple, blueberries. I mean, it's probably not quite as good as fresh fruit, but, if you live in the Midwest or somewhere cold, you're going to pay a fortune for fresh fruit if you can even get it, and the quality's not going to be that great. So, I don't mind getting this stuff at Costco. And lastly, do we have anything else interesting in here that I've been throwing in the smoothies? Like I said, I put a little bit of celery in it today. Aldi's been having some pretty good deals on raspberries and blueberries, so I've been throwing some of those in. I think they got $1.19 strawberries and getting some of those. So, Aldi and Costco have been giving me a lot of stuff for my Nutribullet. Like I said, I think this is a pretty easy way to start eating healthy, getting more fruits and vegetables into your diet. I probably would never eat, as much broccoli or kale or whatever as I should. But with this, it makes it very easy to eat a quick and healthy meal. Also, whether you're young, old, you're professional, whatever, we all live busy lives. If you don't want to cook full meals and healthy meals and everything like that, I actually supplement most of my meals with Nutribullets. I've never really been someone who ate breakfast or lunch. So I would normally, have a coffee for breakfast, not really eating anything for lunch, and then eat a dinner. With this, whereas I wouldn't eat anything before, I have a smoothie for breakfast, smoothie for lunch, and then try to eat a healthy dinner. So I think this Nutribullet definitely does make it a lot easier to eat healthy, and as well as to add some fruits and veggies into your diet. So highly recommend these. You can find them on Amazon for as much as 150 bucks. This one was actually picked up from Costco, and we got, I think one of the cups is in my car, but we got a giant cup, medium cup. I got 2 of these small cups, You get a variety of lids. You get a lid like this. You know, you got like a sip on the go lid. You got these handle lids, which basically creates a handle for your cup here. This, I believe, is to grind like cinnamon and nuts and stuff like that. And this blade is for the fruits and things like that. Let me show you one other thing that you're going to want to put in your Nutribullets as well. You can pick these up really cheap. Chia seeds. They're kind of like the really kind of hot superfood going on right now. You put 2 or 3 spoonfuls of these in there. Like they say, high in calcium, good source of iron, omega-3 fatty acids, and also they expand in your stomach and kind of quell your appetite. So if you're doing this to be healthy or lose weight, there's an added bonus as well. Oh, by the way, sometimes I either squeeze oranges or crush up oranges in there. A little bit of aloe juice if you want to add some sweetness, but I highly recommend the Nutribullet. Definitely got to check it out, guys.